Hi, I'm Beth. I am here to talk to you about my knitting today. And this is the second time I am recording because the first time there was a major flaw in the video. I posted it, realized the major flaw, and took it down immediately. So, take two. Today I want to talk about Christmas in July, and that will be in addition to my summer knits that I'm still working on. So I felt like I didn't have enough content for my usual stuff because this week being 4th of July, I was celebrating 4th of July with my family, didn't have a lot of time to knit on that day. And then my wrist started hurting. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know whether it's knitting related or just me personally, something going on. It doesn't hurt when I knit, but I thought I would take it easy. So not a whole lot has gotten done as far as knitting. So in comes Christmas in July. If anybody knows of any hashtags that are being used, any knit-alongs or anything, please comment below. I saw some things that people were talking about, and that's why I was inspired to do a Christmas in July. And I went back later thinking, oh, there's so many of them, I'll find it, no problem. I'll see the hashtags coming up on Instagram. I could not find them when I was looking for them. So I don't know what to look for. I don't know who's doing a knit along. I'm not doing a knit along because I'm so new. That seems like too much responsibility for me. So anyway, maybe next year. Maybe next year I'll do a Christmas in July knit along. So anybody who's in for it, let me know down below. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a couple of things. There's only 2 things that I could find in my Ravelry page that I have ever finished that were Christmas related. The first thing is this pair of socks. It is, let me get the hair off. It is just a plain vanilla sock, and it is knit in the Sheepyshire staple sock in the colorway Oh Tannenbaum. And what I love about this, I'm sure this is what the yarn dyer was going for, is that it reminds me of a Christmas tree with, you know, a little bit of snow on it and the lights on your tree. So I just thought it was so cute the way it knit up. I could not tell, looking at the skein of yarn, that it was gonna come out as cool as it did. So I'm happy with the way those came out. So as far as a pattern, just a vanilla sock. I did not use a pattern. I have notes in my Ravelry, not specifically on the project for this sock, but on other vanilla socks that I've done. So if you're interested in knowing what my recipe is, you can check it out. It does change sometimes from one sock to the next. I just sort of use it as my own notes for, you know, how many rounds I did the leg and how many rounds I did the cuff and things like that. So I don't really change a whole lot from what I'm doing on the heel. I usually do heel flap and gusset. I don't really know a whole lot about other heels, and I'd like to learn more. So that's that for those socks. The other finished object I have, I'm going to throw a picture up of my niece's baby who I made this outfit when my niece, I think she was still pregnant when she asked me for this. But her baby was born in October of 2020. And I had just started knitting again on a regular basis. And she had asked me for a newborn outfit for like photos to do, you know, for Christmas. So she sent me this pattern, not a pattern. She sent me a picture from Pinterest, which was somebody who was selling already made outfits. And the outfit was a crocheted thing. And I was like, well, I would rather knit than crochet. So I'm going to take this idea of this crocheted thing and knit it. So I kind of came up with my own way of doing this. So you can see if you look at my Ravelry page, I have it under maybe 3 different projects, because it was the bottom, which is the skirt, which is actually like a diaper cover kind of thing, where I just picked up stitches around and knit down to make the skirt, and obviously did some increases to make it skirty. And then the booties and the hat. So 3 different things, made a cute outfit. And I was happy with the way it came out, except for with the hat. I felt like it didn't fit as well as it could, because I used this eyelash yarn that really didn't have a whole lot of flexibility in it. And it kind of, it didn't hug to her head the way I would like it to, but it still made for a very cute picture. And I'm trying to remember, I think they used it on their Christmas card that year, so it turned out really cute. She looked adorable in it, as you can see right here. Now I'm going to segue into what I'm wearing, as well as my current whips, and then I'll circle back around to my new Christmas whips. What I'm wearing. This is Tumbleweed by Rose Beck, and it is a test knit that I did a while back, maybe a year ago, and it is a short sleeve tee, obviously. And it was knit in Stolen Stitches Nua. Let me show you the tag. Stolen Stitches Nua, and it is in the colorway Hatter's Teal Party. And it is 60% wool, 20% yak, and 20% linen. It is a bit of a warmer yarn, so not your hottest summer day t-shirt. But having done this as a test knit, I think it was last week that I talked about my desire to no longer test knit because I put too much pressure on myself. And here is an example. Did the whole yoke. I knitted the whole thing and then decided this isn't right. I'm going to start over again. So I don't know exactly what went wrong with this when I knitted it the first time, but I decided I'm going to start over because something's wrong, and it's easier to start over than it is to undo what I didn't do correctly. So I think if it were today, I probably would just, you know, put my needles through a few rows back and then pull out like I did with Free. Did you guys see that? That is something that, yeah, that was something that slowed me down this week. So if any of you saw my Instagram reel, there was a lot of pulling out this week, a lot of frogging. And that I'm going to attach to the end of this video. So if you want to see my little frogging party, it'll be at the end, or you can find it on Instagram. It's a nice little fast forward of what took me about 20 minutes to do, and most of the time was actually winding up the yarn because it got so tangled coming off. So I actually cut that part out of my reel and just had the frogging parts because it was kind of cool to watch how it like shrank down as I went along. So anyway, Tumbleweed is done, and it sounds like we're ready for rips. Was that a Freudian slip? I'm ready for whips. I have from Rowan magazine number 71. I am working on a cardigan called Free by VB Ulrik, and it is knit in Rowan cotton cashmere in the Colorway Seed. So I am back to one big long flat piece with no right side on it anymore. So last week when I showed this, I had the right side knit all the way to the shoulder, and this week I tore it out because I went to do the middle section. I went to do the back of the cardigan, and as I was counting the stitches, I was like, this is off. This is not, I mean, you can see this double seed stitch section. There's a matching one on the other side. And so you would expect that, you know, somewhere in the middle here is where you're going to stop. And I was, for the back, I was all the way over to here. And I was like, oh, this is off. So I realized that what my mistake was is I didn't count these ribbing stitches with the number of stitches that they said to pick up for your right side. So I counted from the ribbing on, and that's 8 stitches. And you know, when you're off by 8 stitches on this side, it makes you off by 16 stitches on this side. So yeah. Anyway, it's undone. I will be working on that again. Not sure how soon because I've kind of gotten into this Christmas in July stuff, and I'm excited about restarting that. So that's Free, and I'm feeling less free. But I'll be fine. It's just knitting. All right, next whip is Sea Haven by Jennifer Shiels Toland of JST Designs, and I am knitting this in Sandnes Garn Lena. It is, I think it's 100% cotton. And the colorway is Jellybean Green 8236. I'm going to do a good close-up of the texture for you. You can see the V's, the sideways V's, I guess. And I love this texture. And I just feel like it's knitting up beautifully. I think it's going to fit very well. I'm excited about finishing it. So hopefully I will be finishing that soon. Next up, a bunch of stockinette. So it should be fun. And that's it, right? I think I've said everything I need to about it. Sea Haven. All right. Something I won't be talking about is the Nomad tee that I've been working on, which is the one with the color work down the center. I haven't touched it this week, so I have nothing to say about it. It's a fingering weight yarn. It takes longer to knit. I tend, and plus with my wrist problems, I wasn't gonna risk it with something that tiny. So, something I didn't mention about Sea Haven was that when I blocked the yoke, I soaked it. I did not put it in the washer. I mean, I guess when you're in the middle of knitting something, you're not going to put it in the washer anyway. But with this being 100% cotton, it is something that you can put in the washer. You can dry it. Last week, I was talking about the difference in the size of my tank top that I had knit before. That one was the Malaga tank. And I noticed last week, after I recorded, that there was some twist in that. And what I mean is, like, the side seam, you could see that it was kind of twisting down the side. And you could see it on both sides. So like this side was coming this way and this side was going that way. So it was like all kind of shifted. So that is something apparently that will happen when you put it in the washer and the dryer. So with this one, Sea Haven, I am not going to wash that in the washer. Well, I might wash it in the washer, but I'm not going to dry it in the dryer. I will definitely, because of the texture, I think I'm going to make sure to always block it by just laying it flat to dry. So that's that for whips that are not Christmas. Next up, Christmas whips. So my first Christmas in July whip is living in my Christmas vacation bag. It is by Fancy Boy Designs. I think that might be from Leading Men Fiber Arts. I'm not sure. But I am knitting a pair of socks called Nordavind. I'm actually in the middle of the round on this. I don't know what I was thinking. Apparently I had something I had to do while I was in the middle of that. So this is a DK weight sock, and it was not a pattern that was published as a Christmas sock, but I think that's because it wasn't published around Christmas time, and she didn't do it in anything that looked like a Christmas colorway, although some people might consider it Christmassy. I don't know. But I thought it looked very Christmassy. So I ordered some red and green yarn in order to make these Christmassy socks. And when I ordered it, I wasn't entirely sure that the red and the green would look right together. So I also ordered some off-white and like I almost want to call it off-white, but more like a tan color. So the color that I chose, like I said, I wasn't sure that the green and red were going to go together well. They didn't. So it was just something about the depth of the colors just didn't look right together as Christmas colorways. So I felt like the off-white with the red looked better. And I'm going to do a second pair in the green with the tan or the off-white. This is Berroco Vintage DK, which is 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. So I'm hoping it comes out well. I'm hoping they wear nicely. I mean, I've never knit DK socks before, and I've also never knit colorwork socks before. So the thing that I'm concerned about with knitting colorwork socks is looking at the floats. When you put these on, do your toes get stuck in the floats as you're trying to put them on your feet? I don't know. So we'll see. I hope they come out well, but I'm excited about them and wanted to share the pattern. So that is Nordavind. The pattern is designed by Inger Berg. And oh, I know I didn't say the colorways. They're all color numbers, and my labels came off of my yarn cakes, so I don't know which one is which. It doesn't say like this is a red or this is a white, so I have no idea which one goes with which. So Berroco Vintage DK. The next whip I want to talk about is Hinterland, and I'm sure some of you have seen this before. I don't think that's traditionally considered a Christmas pattern, but when I saw it, I thought that looks like Christmas trees in the design. So I wanted to do it as a Christmas knit. So here's the whole thing that I've got done. I think I've mentioned before that there was something that I cast on that I did it just to say, just to check a box, just to say I completed that goal. And that would be this. I did the neckband, and more to come, right? This yarn is Long Dog Yarns in the colorway Poinsettia. And doesn't it really just look like a poinsettia? I love poinsettias. I feel like in recent times, the word poinsettia has become poinsettia, but I've always said poinsettia. That's how my mom told me to say it. I don't know. Has it changed, or is that just me? Comment below. And this Long Dog yarn, it is her bounce sock base. And then for the color work, I'm planning to use this beautiful color. This is Holly Press Fibers in her Sheepish sock base. And the colorway is called Tintagel or Tintagel. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Wow, I can't pronounce colorways today. I love the tones of green that are coming out in this. This looks like a Christmas tree to me. This looks like a pine tree. I love it. I hope that on my sweater, you get that Christmas tree feel. Christmas trees inside poinsettias. So that's Hinterland. I don't expect to work on this a whole lot between now and next week, if any. I probably will be working more on my summer knits that I've been working on, and the socks. I like the socks. They're going quickly. This is Living in a Cozy Up Knits bag. If you don't know the Cozy Up Knits girls, you should watch them on YouTube. What I like about them is they seem like just regular people, just down to earth, salt of the earth, regular people. Like somebody who, they'll talk to anyone, not judge you, and just be happy and have fun no matter what. So this is, did I show this side? Because I think it might show something about the website. JoJo Bags. Yeah. JoJo Bags on Etsy. And I don't think she does this tote anymore, but they were just showing on their episode this week that she had a bunch of new stuff in the shop. So love them. Go watch them. Next thing, not a whip, but it is a new to me. And I will talk about the pattern that I want to use. So this, I ordered this week. Doesn't it have a Grinch feel to it? I feel like this is a very Grinch-like colorway. This is Maelstrom Fiber Arts, and it is in their Zebra DK base, which is 100% Peruvian Highland wool. So it's got a very woolly feel to it, and I am happy with that. So because I'm planning to wear this in the winter around Christmas time, that will be perfect. The pattern that I'm planning to knit with this is called Fallow, and that is by Anne-Michelle Phelan. And I don't yet know what color I'm going to do the reindeer in. And maybe they're not actually reindeer. I don't know. But my plan is to make this a Christmas sweater. I think it's gonna make the most beautiful, Christmassy amazingness in a very hokey way, which is what I am all about. I like hokey Christmas things. I thought about wearing a Santa hat today, but going to the basement to dig one of those up just seemed like too much trouble for me. I am all about the hokey Christmas stuff. All about it. I mean, at Christmas time, there will be lights here. It will be, it's gonna be Christmas. Anyhow, that's Fallow. And that's the new yarn to me. Something else I wanted to talk about. This week I discovered a podcast that's new to me, and maybe everybody's heard of this one before, but I haven't, and these girls are hilarious. Mean Girls Knit on YouTube. Rebecca was the one sister who was on the first one that I watched, which is her most recent published video. She was saying that she couldn't get her sister Stephanie to join her, but she wanted her to come back. And so I watched Rebecca's solo episode, and it was hilarious. I discovered them because they subscribed to my podcast. So I was like, oh, I never heard of this. I have to go see who they are. So thanks for subscribing. If you're watching, I hope to see you again. Anyway, watched her. She's hilarious on her own. She and her sister together are even more hilarious. Fun to watch, and that's the kind of thing that I like to see when I am sitting and knitting and just wanting something to entertain me, as well as being able to find things to knit that I might want to do as well. On her solo episode, Rebecca shows this sweater, and she talks about how she's not gonna wear it. And it's just so funny about the way she describes it, and she's uniquely herself in the same way that I was talking about the Cozy Up Knit girls. Just regular, down-to-earth person, totally herself, and fun to watch. Sorry for the interruption. Apparently my storage space was full on my phone. But as I was saying, watch the Mean Girls Knit podcast. They are very entertaining. But that is all I have for today. And if you want to see the frogging that I recorded from, I did the overhead thing, it will be at the end of this video. So enjoy that. Enjoy your week. Have fun knitting. Like, subscribe, comment, and follow me on Instagram. I'll see you next week.